Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to NAACP, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So I don't know how this happened, but really, there are some things that are very ridiculous and shouldn't be happening. So it happened that three black men, uh, said that they were removed from flights because of their skin color, and this happened with American Airline, and they filed for lawsuit, right? So now let me give you, let me hint you on how this happened. They actually boarded a plane, and a pop-colored person called the cabin crew to tell them that they are perceiving a foul odor, right? And guess what? They singled out the black men in the aircraft and disembarked them to smell them to make sure that the foul odor was not coming from them. Only to find out eventually that the smell was actually coming from. And now let me tell you something. These men did not know themselves. Like they sat in different seats, like different locations in the aircraft. They were not together and all that. But you know one thing I love about them? The strength that they gathered to make sure that they came together to fight this, because if they had let this slide, trust me, nobody would have heard about it. But now that they are out there fighting for lawsuit, I hope something good comes out of the lawsuit. Let's get into the video.
The only ones getting taken off the plane.
Three Brooklyn men say they were kicked off an American Airlines flight to JFK and weren't initially given a reason why. When they pressed further,
they told us that the reason that we were being put off the plane and rebooked was because of a body odor.
A lawsuit filed in New York against American Airlines alleges they, along with 5 other black men, were thrown off the plane solely based on their race.
This is discrimination.
Yo, this is insane.
I agree.
It was horrible, honestly. It was everyone staring at me.
It was horrifying. It was like I felt like I was in prison. I was walking down and people were staring at me and I was going to get at the guillotine and my head was going to be chopped off at the end of it.
American Airlines saying, "We take all claims of discrimination very seriously. Our teams are currently investigating the matter as the claims do not reflect our core values or our purpose of caring for people."
I say to be a bigot, to be racist, is expensive as hell. Because to think that American Airlines staff thought it was appropriate to ask a group of random black men, the vast majority of who did not know each other, across the plane to evacuate the plane because someone reported smelling a suspicious or disturbing or foul odor. How are we in 2024 and a company such as this has staff that think it's appropriate to act like this? All because a white man said that he was offended by their body odor. I'm sorry. Are we talking about the same group of people that don't use rags? That has specific days of the week in which they shower and do all body showers? Those group of people are telling us what a foul body odor? This reminds me of how when the first colonizers arrived on these American shores and their first interactions with the Native Americans, it was reported that the Native Americans bowed or bent over in what was perceived as honoring those who were coming onto these shores, when really it was because they stunk. They smelled bad. Not because they were celebrating their presence. It was because they did not bathe. And you want me to believe that in 2024, they are the ones trying to police someone else's body odor.
Yes, I'm here to bring you breaking news. This is Seal David, never capping or no cap 45. You know, it's been a lot of things going on with the airlines lately, especially where they making it in law where the airlines got to tell you, they got to give you your money back as soon as they delay or cancel your flight. No arguments. Airlines are just like, these last few months been crazy because Boeing have been making deficient and defective plane parts for everything, landing, braking, all that other unethical activity. But this is a little bit different. 3 black men have filed a federal lawsuit against American Airlines claiming they was racially discriminated against when they allegedly pulled off a plane over body odor complaint. All I'm saying is, I've been in a plane and smelled different people were probably worse, body odors, but we don't say nothing. We don't say nothing. So unless they were just smelling like extremely, extremely bad, I don't know what's happening. But I will follow up with this, and I'll let y'all know what's really happening, because that don't seem right. Well, maybe they was doing something else. What's really going on? Gotta really follow up into this case. What do you think? Thoughts in the comments. But that's all for today, folks. Back to you, Tom.
Have y'all seen that news story about the 8 black men that got pulled off the American Airlines flight because they all had a offensive, foul body odor? Just 8 random black men not sitting together. They didn't know each other, didn't come together, nothing like that. Just pull all of them off the flight. Come to find out, the complaint was made by a pond washing, garbage diving, manure spreading, barn cleaning, swamp trekking, sewer crawling, bi-weekly bathing white man. Y'all know they don't use washcloths. A bath to them is washing their hair and letting the shampoo run down their body. Talk about body odor. As many times as I've flown with some funky motherfuckers, they ain't never pull them off. What is this? Boy, y'all better sue. Wouldn't be no more American Airlines. It would be African American Airlines. Ain't no way. That's obviously racist. That's gotta be racist, man. Come on now.
Child, American Airlines took 8 black men off a plane because somebody allegedly said that they had body odor issues. But out of everybody on the plane, they only took off 8 black men. Let's talk about it. And follow that YouTube. Now, mind you, this is a connecting flight. Flight 832. That's the flight. So if they had any type of odor issues, they would have known, because they wouldn't have been on the first one. Red flag number 1, right? Then they're taken off and rebooked later. If there was such an odor, why are they rebooked and getting back on the plane? Then one of the people named Xavier Ville, he was one of the 8 black men that was taken off the plane. He recorded an employee, an American Airline employee, complaining about a white male flight attendant odor. But he wasn't the one taken off the plane. All I know is that they better been heavily compensated and continue that lawsuit. Just beyond ridiculous. Follow the YouTube.
Man, what is going on at American Airlines? Because what I just seen and heard is totally outrageous. And we want some answers from the CEO, Robert Isom. We want your response on what you have to say about what's going on with the people and all the cancellations that you guys been having. The reason why I want to bring this to light, because I seen a young lady on my For You page talking about the horrendous experience that she had with American Airlines. Also, I'm getting ready to travel myself and I wanted to use American Airlines for the trip. But after hearing this story and all the backlash that the people been having, I have changed my mind expeditiously. I'm never, ever taking American Airlines again. And this is what I mean right here. It reads, American Airline faces a discrimination suit after removing 8 melanated men from the flight. I never seen a black person in my life, nor have I ever seen a white person in my life. We are the indigenous aborigines of this land. But there's a lot more to the story. Just give me a moment. It goes on to say 3 melanated men have filed a lawsuit against American Airlines alleging they were victims of blatant and egregious racial discrimination after being removed from a flight. I'll move out the way so y'all can read the rest. Y'all see that? This is the young lady right here. If y'all know who she is, can y'all tag her in this video? But she's basically was telling us that the experience that she had with American Airlines was really piss poor, and how they wasn't really trying to give her any money to eat or provide her with some sort of room and board where she can be comfortable for the days that she was, being rescheduled or canceled altogether. Now, she was on her honeymoon with her husband, and they've been going through this for days, and she's not the only one that's been experiencing this. And I want to say I'm truly sorry for how you were handled, you and your husband, because you should never be treated that way. So we need to do something about this, and we need some sort of response when it comes to, the situation altogether. Look at this mess. See, a lot of people was in Carico, and that's where she was at on her honeymoon. They was completely stranded, waiting to get back home, and they couldn't.
I tried to record this video so many times, I don't know what to say. I felt like I was one of the 8 guys that was discriminated against, and I wasn't even on the plane. Someone, a man, told the people on the airline that someone was smelling foul. They removed all of the African American men that were on the flight, all the black guys. They took them off the flight, tried to find them other flights, couldn't, and then put them back on that same flight. I hope you all sue. I believe they filed a lawsuit this morning. I hope all of them are on it. I hope you sue for a whole lot of money. A whole lot of money. A ridiculous amount of money. McDonald's paid millions of dollars to someone who spilled coffee on themselves because it was too hot. This person won. Sue for a whole lot of money. Not for you. Not for your life. I hope you buy the new cyber Tesla truck that I just saw riding through Target the other day. I hope you buy a brand new Bentley. I don't care. Buy everything. Just sue for us. So this type of stuff does not happen to us. Because please, I pray it doesn't happen to me. Because on the wrong day, I would be highly upset. As black people, we should be highly upset, but being on this planet 50 years now, I've noticed that when it comes to black men, unless we have a knee on our neck and are dying in front of the public or beaten within an inch of our lives on video, sometimes we don't get the same courtesies for the microaggressions that occur to us, that we constantly have to deal with and put aside because we're men. I hope you're all on the lawsuit, and I hope you file. I wouldn't be filing for $100,000. I wouldn't be filing for $1 million. The humiliation of having to get back on that plane and look all those people in the eye, and you to walk by them, and them to probably go to see if it's you. Don't do it for yourself. Don't do it for your family. Do it for all of us. Help all of us. Sounds stupid, sounds silly. Just go to another airline. Just fly another airline. How long are we going to do that? I don't know. Sue for part ownership in the airline for all I care. I don't know. Just sue for a lot. And the lawyers probably told you some number out They tried to find you another flight, then put you back on it. And you probably had to go. I don't blame you for getting back on it. I mean, I would have tried to find any other way, but can't blame nobody for having to get home or back to their job or going to another job or going to an interview or going to make a business deal or... All right. I said enough. Have a blessed day.
Back with another one, surrealism for that ass, especially if you one of them simple-minded people that think racism, white supremacy don't exist. I've been done debunked that. But on my channel, I like to keep my people abreast with just what's going on in terms of black news. 3 black men have just filed a federal lawsuit against American Airlines for discrimination. 8 black men were just taken off an American Airlines flight for smells and body odors. Insane. These brothers were the only black men on that plane, weren't seated next to each other, and didn't know each other. After a white man made a complaint about smells coming from the plane, truth be told, he might have been smelling his own self, that wet dog smell. The brother in the middle said he was taken to some sort of area and didn't even know what was going on, truth be told, and seen nothing but black men standing around. And he was like, wait, what's going on here? The last brother said he seen nothing but black men standing around and got freaked out and pulled out his phone ASAP to start recording. The brothers were then moved to another area and told that they would be given another flight to New York soon. Another American Airlines employee came out and admitted that the complaint about body odor came from a white male flight attendant. Insane. A gate attendant for American Airlines' sister also agreed that this was race-based, and I agreed too. Only black men on a plane and y'all just so happened to pull them off of a plane? Insane. This was done by design. One of these brothers said to the gate attendant, that sister, that this was done because of the color of my skin. And she said in her own words, I don't disagree with you. That other flight for these brothers couldn't be found when they was taken off the plane, and they had to be put back onto the plane where the white guy made that complaint about him. Insane. These brothers said everyone on the plane was looking at him, staring at him, and just felt uncomfortable. And mind you, no one on this plane was black but these brothers. American Airlines has, of course, declined to give any answers as to any reasons of why this happened or the specifics as to just what's going on. I could tell you why this happened. It was done because these were black brothers on a plane around all white folks. And that racism, white supremacy kicked in that's embedded in some of them folks' DNA. These brothers' lawyer, mind you, who is a white woman, says she knows race played a role in this. These guys weren't sitting next to each other, didn't know each other, and it appears that race is a dynamic. They found a 2017 travel advisory on American Airlines from the NAACP where it was warning black travelers about flying with American. Insane. The NAACP was urging black flyers not to fly American Airlines and that they could be subject to disrespect and discrimination. Insane. But according to the media, it was lifted about 8 months later. The news reporter asked the last brother if he was anything but a black man, would this have happened? He said if he was a white man that this wouldn't have happened, and I can absolutely guarantee that it wouldn't have happened if he was a white man. This whole situation was totally about white supremacy and the unjust and unfair treatment of black folks. And if you ask me, these brothers need to be compensated quick, fast, and in a hurry for the unjust treatment and racism that they were subject to on that flight. Because doing these kinds of stories, I try to put myself in the mind and in the shoes of our people. And you know, this was totally a racist, awkward situation all the way around the board. They were taken off that flight, then put back onto the flight. And you know, everyone and their mama was looking at these brothers, truth be told. I could feel in my spirit just how uncomfortable these brothers felt getting back onto that flight. But racism, white supremacy is definitely at play here. Ain't no way around that. Just my thoughts on the matter. Peace.
So this is all I got from the stitches, and sincerely speaking, I didn't know how this happened. I was not there, but I really feel so bad because I know how this, this is very insulting and degrading. I don't know how to explain it, but it's really a very sad story that only black men were singled out and smell they had to sniff them to know who is really smelling. Only eventually to find out that the smell was coming from. I really don't know how, but I love the fact that this young man did not let it slide, because if they had let this slide, that would have been the end of it. And I am hoping something great come out of this. I heard already that American Airlines has really been effing up for a longer time and all that. I mean, a lot of bad experiences and the rest of it. And now this. Really, this is just so red to the seas because I don't see how did they even do it? Because I didn't know. I would not have even singled any, but like I didn't know what was smelling that they couldn't probably I don't know, but how come it was only black men that they called out of the plane? They disembarked them, started asking questions, started sniffing them and the rest of it. This is really very ridiculous. I mean, why must it be black people just because of their skin color? Because if not, why would somebody say that somebody in the airplane said that they are perceiving a foul odor and the only thing they could do was to disembark all the black men, okay, the black people, and it happened to be only men, right, in the airplane, and started doing their research and the rest of it. Man, this is really sick. I am sick and tired of something like this. Waking up every day to stories like this. But this particular one is on another level because I do I do not ever imagine that a whole airplane will do something like this. Bringing a specific people out just to make sure they are not really? Are you for real right now? And they told me that when you don't talk about it, it is going to go away. Some people are still going to sit in their houses and tell me that it's a made-up story. Yes, it's a made-up story. I actually put it on Fox News and other news outlets for it to air and all that. But I am happy that people are saying what is going on, what is happening to people that look like me. This is also a medium to create awareness. So when people are traveling also, they should also know what something like this might ever happen and the rest of it. But man, I really cannot wait for these young men to get justice, because who does something like this? Even a 5-year-old child would never want to do something like this. But a full-grown adult decided that I will perceive something, and the best way to go around it is to single out only black men in the airplane, while there were other people and other people of color, other people in the airplane, including pop-colored people. But only black men were singled out. Then the truth is that the men did not know themselves. They did not come to the airport together. They all sat in different seats, right? So you can imagine being in seat maybe 50, and the other one probably first, and the other one maybe in the middle or somewhere else, right? Like they were all scattered in different places, and then start singling them out to come together to sniff them. So, oh my goodness, I don't know, but I can feel their pain and how embarrassed they were, because I would not have let it slide. Oh, it's really crazy, no lies. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye for now.